Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this Lead Pages discussion webinar video chat. I hope you're having a good time. I hope you will have a good time. And I hope I add value to what you're going to learn today. I know I'm excited to talk to all of you out there, consultants and coaches, freelancers. And I'm excited because I'm one of you, or at least I've been there. Right now I'm an entrepreneur, started 4 companies, sold 2 companies, but I know what it's like to have your own business, to struggle a bit, and to want to grow your business and get to the next level. And that's what I'm going to talk to today, and really excited. Thanks, Lead Pages, for having me do this discussion. So we're going to talk about today, Celebrity CEO, growing your personal brand. And we'll dive into some topics. Some of you may say, Ramon, it's not for me. Some of you may say, it is for me. But I know all of you will learn at least 1 or 2 things that you can take away for me to help grow your business. And remember, we're going to send a lot of information to you today, a lot of things I'm going to share with you. You don't have to do it all at once. And for that matter, you don't have to do it all. But just take what works for you and get it done. So with that, let us begin. As I said, or as you know, because you're here watching this, I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Media. And those of you who want to see me on Twitter, you can follow me at Ramon Ray. As you're listening to this, tweet out at Ramon Ray. Do a tag Lead Pages in it as well. Those of you who are using Instagram, it's Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. And again, tag Lead Pages. Let them know what you're watching and listening. And you can find me at RamonRay.com for those who want to connect with me. So let's dive into the discussion. And I think one thing is very important to understand and focus on. People often ask themselves, people ask me, one big question we ask is, how can I stand out? That's a question everybody wants to know. How can I stand out? And I think very related to that, how can I be different in a marketplace of noise and distractions all over the place? How can I be different? How can I get noticed? How can I be the one? This is an important question. And I think a third question that people often ask is, how can I be memorable? So these are some questions that people often ask as we're on this journey of discovery to be the celebrity entrepreneur or to build our personal brands. And I think the most important question we often ask is, how can I get clients to chase after me? And here's why. We all want more customers. We want customers to buy from us again, or we want them to refer business to us. But there's also nothing better than having you be in demand and customers chasing after you. And if you're the celebrity CEO, as I call it, or if you have a strong personal brand, this is what happens when you build that brand. So what does it mean to be a celebrity CEO? Just to clarify that terminology, because some people are not familiar with it, because I made it up. What this means is that you are a celebrity in your niche or in your geographic area. So let's talk about a graphics designer. This doesn't mean they have to be known all over the world. No. This means that in Austin, Texas, or in an area of Austin, Texas, they're very well known. Or this may mean you do something very, very, very specialized. So you're known across America, but only to a very niche number of people. That's the celebrity CEO. People know me as being a small business influencer, and all the brands that are targeting small businesses, who are often multi-million-dollar companies, they know my name. That doesn't mean that I'm they're my client necessarily, but that means they do know of me and they're chasing me down. So that's kind of what I mean by being the celebrity CEO or building your personal brand. And full disclosure, this is not for everyone. I must say, it's tough work. This doesn't mean that you can't do it because it's tough, but I just like to say it's tough work. It's not easy to do. So you may decide, Ramon, I'm fine as I am. But if you're on this discussion today, if you're on this webinar, you're watching my video, then I know you've raised your hand, I think it would be a better way to say it, and said, Ramon, I want to join on this journey with you. So I've already said who I am. No need to repeat that. But a little bit about me. I've already said my Twitter handles and Instagram handles, but a little bit about me. I've started 4 companies, sold 2 companies, and I'm an author. So I just want to give you that cachet so you know a little bit more about who's speaking to you today. I was an expert witness to Congress, and that was so fun. Being at Congress, I had no handcuffs, no indictment over me. It was cool being an expert witness to Congress and testifying that way about small business. I was able to be, President Obama had his first live video chat interview. And guess what? Me and I think 4 or 5 other people from 3 out of 300,000 people who applied got to interview the President Obama. And I was with Ivanka Trump in India at the Global Entrepreneur Summit a few times. So politically, both sides. So that's a little bit about me, and my book is Celebrity CEO. Feel free to take a look at that, browse it, buy it, get it. It's a pretty good book, all about some of the things I'm saying today, personal branding. So let's dive into it. One thing I think to understand and bring out is what's the difference between a corporate brand and a personal brand, because often people get stuck and ask me that question. So here it is. A corporate brand, like Lead Pages. Many of you may not know the founder, you don't know how it was started, and in a way, you don't have to know, you don't care, because you know Lead Pages is the main corporate brand. But many of us, smaller businesses, freelancers, solo entrepreneurs, those of us in this category, our personal brand is important. We're not Adidas. We're not Nike. We're not Samsung, Google, whoever it is. So who we are as individuals, as our person, is so very important. And that's what I want to focus on today. Not corporate branding, which is important and has similarities, but your personal brand, who you are as an individual. That is essential and what I want to talk about today. So why personal branding? Why is it so important to focus on having a personal brand? Why? Here's why. One, when you have a strong personal brand, it really sets you up to be the only choice in the mind of those you're seeking to serve or seeking to get business from. When I say only choice, it's in quotes. I don't mean necessarily they only thinking of you, but you're at their top of mind. Another thing that's the benefit of having a strong personal brand, it shields you against price discounting. When everybody else is lowering their price trying to get business, you can say, nope, my price is $50 an hour, $100 an hour. My package is $10,000. Everybody's not going to say yes, but a number of people, they're going to say yes because you have a strong personal brand and they value that. Having a strong personal brand or being the celebrity CEO is a barrier against clients going to competitors as well. Isn't it great to know that you don't have to be scared, wake up all the time wondering, wow, am I going to lose a client because of this or that reason? That's a nice thing to know that you're not going to lose clients to a competitor or for whatever reason. If you have a strong personal brand, that fear of losing clients, you don't have to have. You become sought after, as I said before. And this is a big deal, being sought after by those you seek to serve. Yes, you may have to do some sales. Yes, you have to do some marketing. But when you're sought after, that's a beautiful place to be. And another point about this aspect of having a personal brand is sustained fame. It's not just enough to have a one-time flash in the pan, but on a sustained basis, month after month, year after year, week after week, you should be known. People should know who you are. And so that's really the aspects of what I mean as personal branding. And of course, as I said, to underline that, it can be geographically. Maybe you're known in Texas for what you do, or in Indiana, Chicago, wherever it may be. Or you're maybe known, the geography is not so important, but a particular niche in a professional category is so important. So 2 principles of personal branding that I want to bring out and talk about today that I think will really help crystallize what I'm talking about today, because it's a choice you have to make how you want to go about your personal brand. So 2 distinct principles. One is the aspect of fans. I'm a firm believer, and you can tweet this, post it on Instagram, post it on LinkedIn, share it with others. And of course, make sure you tag Lead Pages and tell them you're watching this here at the Lead Pages converted online event, is the aspect of fans. So many times we go after trying to get a sale, but I'm a firm believer, instead of getting a sale, let me first get a smile. And my point being on there, let me build my fan base. When you build a strong fan base, it's better to have a fan base than to have a customer. Here's why. I'd rather have 10,000 people that know, like, and trust me. My friend John Jans talks about that in Duct Tape Marketing, who know, like, and trust me. Some of them are going to buy from me over time and repeatedly than having just 2 clients. Because once I have 2 clients, yeah, they can buy from me, they can refer people to me, but that takes a lot longer time than me to build up fans, because it's easier to ask for a smile than to ask for a sale. And that's what I mean about building your fan base. Other principle that's important to understand is the aspect of frills versus no frills. Mr. T, we all know him. He was kind of the frills guy, frilly and out there and bling, 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 bling. And then we have people who are a little more simpler. Let me crystallize this a bit better to you. I grew up not poor, middle class, but there was a time when we had no frills food. I think back in the day it was black and white and looked kind of ugly and nasty. Now it's fancied up and looks like every other kind of brand. But we had no frills food. Who wants that stuff? Maybe it tastes the same, maybe it doesn't, but nobody wants that. Take a kid down the aisle. They don't want no frills food. They want the real stuff. Nobody wants like fake Pop-Tarts. People want real Pop-Tarts. This is what it's like when you have a strong personal brand. You have a brand that sizzles, that pops, that's exciting, that people are attracted to. So when I talk about having a strong personal brand and the aspect of plain vanilla or having some sizzle, the aspect of having bling, as it were, excitement to your brand or not, this is what I mean. It's important that as you're building your business, you decide, are you going to be like everybody else, or are you going to have something so compelling, so powerful that people want to be attracted to it? So that's what I mean by this aspect of frills or no frills. So let's begin. That's me with one of my fans. I met her at an event. So let's begin this journey of personal branding. So ask yourself first and foremost, what problem am I solving? Who am I solving it for? Seth Godin says this quite a bit and says this a lot. And I think it's an important question to ask as we're building our personal brands, as we're on the journey to be the local celebrity. We must be crystal clear in who our solution is for. What problem are we solving for them? Because once we have that clear, the customer will be clear. And this leads me to a point about focus. Oftentimes I see freelancers, I see solo professionals. They're kind of scatterbrained. They're trying to do everything. Stop the madness, as Mr. Wonderful says on Shark Tank. Stop that. And instead have some focus about what you're doing. Be focused. Be focused. So why are you going to be focused? One, because niche is premium. Focus is cheaper. It's better. People can have a better understanding what you do and a clear understanding what you do, the more focus that you have. So focus is important, and stop trying to chase after money and going everywhere. I know it's hard to do, but I know you can do it. Being excited is important. Are you excited about what you're offering to the marketplace? This is important, to have some level of excitement about what you're doing. I talk to some people sometimes, and it's like they're not excited about what they're doing. They're in fact bored about it. Hi, what do you do? Oh, I'm a computer technician. Do you want to get your computer fixed? Oh, you probably don't want to use me anyhow. No, have some excitement, have a pep in your step to what you're doing. This is how you're on the journey to building a strong personal brand. So have some excitement. Patience is important. Oftentimes we want things to happen quick and fast. As you know, life doesn't work out that way all the time. It takes patience. I think in Spanish it's cuidad. Maybe that means careful. But you get what I'm trying to say. Be patient and wait for the right opportunities. Now, this doesn't mean you want to be patient. You have rent and business is not growing. No. So when I say patient, it takes time. I've been on this journey for 20-something years as a speaker. I remember my very first speaking gigs. So it takes some patience. This doesn't mean your journey is going to take 20 years to get to the next level, but I do mean it takes some level of patience. So another thing that's important, get out in your community and network. Network. Some of you do networking pretty well, but I know some of you would prefer to stay at a home office, inside your home, in your office, in your apartment, under the covers. Well, you're probably not going to be under the covers, but at your desk and just huddle under there. No, get out and about, meet new people, make key partnerships. And remember, I don't believe in luck so much. I believe in serendipity. If you're in the right place with the right people at the right time at the right event, you are bound to connect and network and meet with other people for sure. So get out of your places, get out of your apartment, get out of your house, go network, go meet people. Network is important. And when you network, a few tips, listen to others. Have a heart to give. Find opportunities of common interest that you can share with someone else. And don't just think about how can you benefit from the networking experience. Think how you can benefit someone else. Because if you have a giving heart, 80-90% of the time, people are going to want to give back to you and you'll be satisfied. When you network also with a large group of people, be brief, be to the point, so that you have time to network with other people. So this is important as you're networking. A few tips I've learned over the years. Another thing, being a networking shark. Don't go to an event, pull up one of my business cards here, and somebody's passing you by. Here, do you want my business card? That's just rude. They don't know you. You don't know them. But when you're networking, take at least a minute or two to really express a genuine interest to get to know people. Other thing that's important is to segment your networking contacts. I go to events all the time. I have a stack of business cards holding them upside down so you won't see the contact information, but I go to events all the time. It's important to segment those contacts. Who are they? What interest do they have, etc. So those are a few tips on networking. Another thing that's important is who are the influencers in your business or to your business. Pictured here is my friend Adrienne Miller. She has an amazing networking group in New York City, adriansnetwork.com. Definitely check it out, adriansnetwork.com. That's Adrienne Miller. And I cultivate relationships with people, yes, who I can help them, but there's some mutual interest and benefit that they can help me as well. So ask yourself, who are the influencers in my business that I need to be connected with and network with on a regular basis, who I can support and they can support me? Who are the influencers in your business? And to this point, ask yourself, what are the circles of influence you're in? Here's my friend Joe Applebaum. Amazing guy. He's a LinkedIn expert, a marketing expert. He's also a rapper. I don't rap. I don't even play basketball. But the point is, that's Joe Applebaum. Ask yourself, who is in your circle? Whose circle are you in? As you build up your network, as you build up your influence, it's going to boost your personal brand because they're going to know you, you're going to know them, and your network expands. So get out a network and cultivate your circles of influence. Now I want to dive into what I call the personal branding toolbox, a few tools and things that will help you as you're on your journey, on your way to build your personal brand. And these things, for some of you, may be a bit harder than things we talked in the past, but I find, based on my experience, they're so very important. So one is a personal website and domain name. If your website is Mary's Bakery, at yahoo.com, that just looks busted. You need a professional website that hosts your company name, that looks good, that's mobile friendly, etc. And thankfully, as we all know, leadpages.net is one of the best tools I know for landing pages and more. And I love the fact, I'm not going to get off track here, but I love the fact how Lead Pages is mobile friendly, right from the ground up. You make little changes, everything works. So kudos to Lead Pages for being that. But a personal website. So I don't just mean a corporate website, but a website that showcases who you are as a person and as an individual, that showcases what a rock star you are. This is important. This is important. Another thing that's important is blogging and regular content. SEO is important. Community education is important. Showcasing your expertise is important. Doing this by posting regular content. We'll touch on social media in a minute, but I'm a firm believer that you should have some blog platform, whether it's LinkedIn you can use Medium you can use, and many other platforms you can use that are great blogging platforms to get your thought leadership out there, to get it SEO'd by Google, search engine optimization, and to share the knowledge. Remember, you have knowledge that people want to receive, and it's your obligation to share it. So blogging and regular content. You can also interview other people. That's a big tip you can do, especially if you're shy. But just by interviewing people, you're multiplying what you're doing. So social media, quick dive into social media. I'm a firm believer leveraging the power of social media to grow your brand. I've used it for many, many years, and I'm a firm believer. I think social media is the most effective tool to use for small businesses, and even more effective when you use photos and videos and things like this. And I do photos and videos quite a bit as I built my business over the years. 4 key things to keep in mind: frequency, relevancy, engagement, analytics. Be frequent, post frequently, be relevant, be engaging, and measure what you're doing. And I'm one of these people that believes email newsletters are important, and build your list. And as many of you should know, Lead Pages is a great tool to use for lead building, to collect email addresses or other information to build your list and then segment it. So as you're doing your email newsletters, which are important, focus on having a great subject line. Focus on being human and personal. Focus on serving the needs of your audience. And be consistent. And please, whatever you do, don't spam, don't buy list. Have it really, your email going to someone who really wants to hear from you. 3 types of video that I think every business owner should focus on and have. 1 is a glamour video. The 2nd is education. 3 is personal. So glamour video really is that video that's consistent. It doesn't change very much. It's kind of like a sizzle video. Education is that thought leadership and content that you're always pushing out there. And personal is what it says. Get a bit personal. Be a bit vulnerable. Let people know how you are when you are not all dressed up, when you're not all glitzed up, but behind the scenes. Don't get too personal. Don't give away privacy information, but be a bit personal. So video brings you to life. It humanizes and personalizes your brand. When you can't touch somebody in person, video, I find, is kind of the next best thing. Video works wonders. I'm a firm believer also in awesome pictures and images. You can see some pictures I have here from photographers, professional photographers, selfies. Why? It builds my personal brand. I have pictures of myself that I show for times like this, you can see. And then I have pictures of friends who I've met, with over the years and past years and etc. So it's important to get these pictures to help grow your brand. It humanizes. People can see you in context. And good pictures and images look. Remember, people don't know who you are online. They just see an image. They just see a picture. So it's important that you have good pictures and images for your business. Coming to closing here, 4 power tools that I encourage everybody to do. Publish a book. Publishing a book builds credibility. It boosts your overall brand. And it's an excuse for media coverage to get you out there. It's a calling card. Here, look what I did. It's a stepping stone to something else. When you have a book, you can get on a panel, get invited to speak, get on TV, etc. So books are important. You can see what I said about pictures. There's a picture of one of my fans showing the book that she got. So books are important. Go forth and publish one. Events are important. Now, doing your own event can take time, can take money, can be difficult. But events make you the top dog at that event. Imagine you have an event with 50 people, with 100 people, with 500 people. Doing an event around your industry, around what you do, it's important for your personal brand. I've done an event called the Smart Hustle Growth Conference for the past several years. You can check out the landing page on lead pages, smarthustle.com/conference. We've had Seth Godin there. We're having Mark Levy, Simon Sinek's personal brand coach, and others. So doing an event brings together your tribe, brings together your people, and people who may be difficult for you to get attention to otherwise, they might come out to an event. So that's one reason why you should do an event. Media exposure is important for 2 main reasons. It provides credibility and a brand boost to your brand. So credibility is important to be able to say, other people said this about me. So media coverage on TV, on radio, newspapers, podcasts, seek for it, go for it. You can hire people to help you, or you can do it yourself. If you make the right pitch, build a relationship with the journalist, media exposure can be very, very well. And remember, as you're getting media coverage, as you're seeking it, you're there to help the journalist, help them write a story, help them with their news of the day. That's the key thing to remember. Another thing I'm a firm believer of is creating your own show. Be consistent. Do a podcast. Do a YouTube channel. Do a Facebook Live. I have several shows I've done over the years. Ask Ramon Ray is one. Every Sunday evening, just about at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a Facebook Live. Doesn't have a lot of people right now, but it's consistent, and it's building my personal brand. Good imagery, I touched on that before, but I'm a firm believer it's important. But let me show you another way for good imagery. Oftentimes, when I'm going to be at an event, I have my design team or my designer take my image and encapsulate it with the other speakers. Again, personal brand boosting. So not only take a good image, as we said before, but put your image also in the context of other people. So that's an important thing to do as well. And you can see some other ways there that I use good images. So listen, I've had a great time being with you all today. I hope this information has been useful. I know it's been fast and furious, but you can hit me up on Instagram at Ramon Ray Smart Hustle. Hit me up on Twitter at Ramon Ray. And remember, as we said, it's a choice. Do you want to be kind of the plain vanilla, brand, or do you want to be one that pops and excites? It's a choice how you want to do that. And this takes a lot of hard work. It's not easy to do, but I know you can do it. So that's Celebrity CEO, growing your personal brand. And before we end, 2 things. One, as I said, kind of a takeaways. One, it's hard work, for sure, but I know it's worth it for you. 2, a brand, a strong personal brand is a differentiator. Helps differentiate you from the pack, from your competition. And social media, although you don't have to use social media to be a success, it's definitely very important. It's something you should do. So here's some things that you can do as a follow-up, things I want you to focus on in the next few days is 1, choose your weak spot. Where are you weak at in building your personal brand, and what will help you the most? 2, choose your digital weapon. Is it going to be social media? Will it be email marketing? What should you use as you want to start that one thing to start with? And 3, I encourage you, do your first live event. So listen, I've had a great time being with you today. My name is Ramon Ray from Smart Hustle Media, and you can learn more about me at RamonRay.com. And a big thanks to Lead Pages for hosting Converted. Thanks.